So I've been looking to build a backyard office for the last little while, ever since everything's moved online, and there's no real reason for me to be working from the office. I've been looking for a way to find some office space here at home that I can essentially just kind of build out and do all of the office work that I've been wanting to do. And so I'm gonna start documenting the entire process from kind of beginning to end, to give you guys a good idea of what it actually takes, really from beginning to end, on building a backyard office. That shed that you see right there is what I'm going to be replacing with the backyard office that I'm going to be building. And so if I just walk around here, you guys can see that what this is basically. It's a small shed, but the ground underneath the shed here that you can see has patio stones that are footprint of about 10 by 10. So basically, to go from that side to here basically is 10 by 10. I measured it a little bit earlier. The flooring on here isn't really all of that even, so I can kind of show you guys a little bit about what the ground looks like. I can show you guys, you see that patio stone's kind of sticking up from the ground there, and so that's not really, probably not going to work all too well for us. So that probably means that I have to build some sort of a firm foundation before I can even lay anything else on. That's probably going to be the first step. I've never done this before, but I'm just starting to look into it, so I'll be learning as I'm making these videos. But hope I have here is that that this end-to-end set of video series that I'm going to be making here is going to give you guys a good idea of what it actually takes to build a backyard office from beginning to end. And what you can start to do is, if you get a good idea of what it costs and the amount of work it takes. Right now I have absolutely no idea how much work it's going to take, but I do know that I actually want an office back there, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. But once you guys get a good idea, you can decide for yourself whether that's something you want to do for yourself or not. Again, I'll be doing a bunch of different videos where I'll be talking like in depth. I'm going to go through step by step. Right now I know absolutely nothing. I'm not like a technical person. I'm not like a tradesperson. I'm just an office worker, right? I work in the office, but I'm going to try to learn everything I possibly can, and I'll document everything that I learn, and I'll share it with you guys so that you guys can get an idea of that too. And it seems like building an office in the backyard is going to be a big trend. I've started to see a lot of other people that are doing it and moving out of the big cities that they live in, and they're starting to essentially just work from home on a permanent basis. And I got a feeling that that's probably going to be my life for the next little while too. So that's really, I saw a little rabbit just run behind there. Yes, but I think that's basically going to be the trend that we're going to be coming up against probably for the next couple of years even. So stay tuned. I'll be doing a lot more documentation. First thing I'm going to start looking into is the ground over there. I'm probably going to have to scrap that. I've already emptied most of what's in the shed, but I'm going to scrap that shed completely. A couple of the other things I got to start doing right now is, outside of just looking for ways of getting some sort of a foundation here, I got to actually check with the city to see what I'm allowed to do. So every municipality, every city, every region has like a different set of rules on what you can and can't do even on your own property. That's probably the first place I should start before I even start looking at the foundation. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start doing some research. Going to look to see what I'm allowed to build back here legally, because I want to do it all by the book. I don't want any problems later on after I build it, having to tear it down or anything like that. I've heard of stories of people doing that to their houses, and the city forcing them to kind of rip it all back down and do it to make it legal. I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. So I'm going to first start to do a little bit of research. I'll share that research with you guys for my own municipality. But you'll probably, doesn't matter really where you live, but you'll have to go through kind of the same steps of doing that for wherever you live. The steps that you go through are basically going to be the same. It's just you're going to be looking for your own municipality instead of mine. And so I'm going to check with them essentially about what I'm allowed to build legally. I want to find out what I can and can't do based on permits. So I want to find out what can I build without actually with the least amount of permitting, what can I build here. how high can I build it, how wide, how deep can I basically build it without getting any permits. And once I figure that out, I'll do some measurements to see whether that's going to be good enough for my office, and then once I've done that, then I'll probably start looking at the foundation. So let's see what we can do. I know I want an office. I don't think I can live in a place that's this small, but I think I would be able to get away with living in a space that's like the 10 by 10 foundation here. I think that would be good enough, as long as it has some enough height to it, so that it doesn't feel too claustrophobic when I'm working in there. So that's the goal. I'll continue making videos, and I'll show you guys what steps you got to take to make it happen. Hopefully you guys learn, and well, hopefully I'll learn first. Hopefully, I'll find out that I'm even allowed to do this, but if I am, I'll share it with you guys.